Today we're exploring a vital and evolving topic: internal corrosion in upstream oil and gas gathering pipeline systems. Internal corrosion isn't a new challenge, but recent advancements in data analytics and integrity management are transforming the way we understand and mitigate it. In this episode, we'll break down the latest innovations, best practices, and tools reshaping the field. Let's dive in.
Upstream gathering systems present unique challenges compared to transmission pipelines. What makes internal corrosion in these systems particularly difficult to manage?
Great question. Upstream gathering systems operate in highly variable conditions. They're typically smaller in diameter, have more complex flow patterns, and carry mixed-phase fluids: oil, water, gas, and often unexpected contaminants. These factors increase the likelihood of internal corrosion, but that's not the whole story. The interplay of integrity hazards introduces another layer of complexity. For example, high-rate liquid surges from upstream wells can mobilize biomass, sulfur, sludge, and debris, creating corrosive hotspots. This interaction between operational dynamics and corrosion threats intensifies the challenges we face.
So it's not just isolated threats like CO2 or water? These hazards can interact, escalating the risk?
Exactly. The concept of interacting integrity hazards is critical. Corrosion attributed to the transport of normal production fluids can be exacerbated by upstream operational changes and debris accumulation. Understanding these interactions is essential for effective risk management. Accelerated corrosion caused by the episodic ingress of corrosive fugitive fluids during well startup events has been identified as the primary contributing factor to over 85% of historical internal corrosion failures in upstream oil and gas gathering pipeline systems. This insight, made possible by TRIAGE by AbaData's data pattern analytical work, has reshaped our approach to managing these risks.
That's an incredible insight for the industry. You've emphasized the importance of understanding these dynamic hazards. Can you elaborate on how TRIAGE by AbaData has transformed the industry's ability to address them?
TRIAGE by AbaData has revolutionized how we characterize upstream well behavior and its impact on pipeline integrity. Using advanced data pattern analytics, TRIAGE applies 40 years of historical industry well and pipeline data to identify trends and interactions we previously couldn't see. This includes patterns in well startup operations, liquid surges, and the episodic ingress of contaminants like biomass and sulfur. TRIAGE doesn't just quantify individual hazards, it shows how they combine to create higher risk scenarios. This predictive capability has set a new standard in integrity management.
So it's not just about tracking single threats, but understanding their relationships over time?
Exactly. TRIAGE transforms static risk assessments into dynamic, data-driven processes. For example, it can identify how a specific well's operational history correlates with downstream pipeline corrosion incidents, enabling proactive adjustments to well performance before problems escalate. It also informs field operations teams on when to implement intensive pigging to mitigate debris mobilization.
Given these advancements, how should we adapt our risk assessment frameworks?
First, we need to treat the threat inventory as a living document, updated continuously as new data and patterns emerge. Tools like TRIAGE provide the depth of insight needed to track and predict interacting hazards effectively. This dynamic approach ensures we're not blindsided by unexpected failures. Second, we must integrate upstream well behavior into pipeline integrity programs. This includes analyzing flow dynamics, well performance trends, and episodic ingress events to refine our understanding of where and why corrosion is likely to occur. By doing so, we can anticipate risks before they materialize.
Once risks are identified, how do we address them, especially in the context of interacting hazards?
Mitigation must address both the symptoms and root causes. For example, while we can clean the pipeline with intensive pigging following a problematic well event, it's ideal to manage the upstream well behavior driving the risk. This might involve changing startup procedures, improving separation processes, or moderating flow rates to reduce the mobilization of debris. Additionally, TRIAGE helps optimize mitigation strategies. By analyzing historical data, it recommends tailored approaches, such as adjusting pigging frequency or targeting specific corrosion inhibitors for known problem areas. This ensures resources are focused where they'll have the greatest impact.
How does data integration fit into this proactive approach?
Data integration is the cornerstone. TRIAGE exemplifies this by combining well performance, fluid composition, inspection results, and operational history into a unified framework. This creates a digital twin of the system, providing a comprehensive view of its health. With this digital model, we can simulate how changes like increased production rates or altered pigging schedules affect pipeline integrity. It's about connecting the dots to drive smarter, faster decisions and anticipate long-term outcomes.
Looking ahead, what's the next frontier for managing internal corrosion and interacting hazards?
The future lies in fully integrated integrity management systems. Combining advanced tools like TRIAGE with real-time monitoring and predictive analytics will enable us to move from reactive fixes to proactive prevention. Beyond technology, cultural shifts are also needed. Collaboration between upstream and integrity teams is vital, as is a commitment to continuous improvement. With the right tools and mindset, we can ensure safer, more reliable pipeline systems for decades to come.
Thank you for joining us on the Trusted Pipeline Advisor podcast. We hope this deep dive into internal corrosion and the role of advanced analytics has provided valuable insights. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and tune in next time as we explore more topics shaping the pipeline industry. Until then, stay safe and stay informed.